Hello everybody. Welcome to the second episode of Stanley Parable. This time I will attempt to be more intelligent and more thoughting in what I am saying. I also have a slight walkthrough that tells me nothing about what any of the endings are, just slight little hints as to how I will achieve the endings, and then I will let them tell themselves to me through the game. So, shall we begin? The first ending that we shall aim for is called the Coward's Ending. Game? Hello? Oh, good. It's not jammed anymore. Yes. This game is very interesting and intriguing and rather creepy. And just a little bit under...
This is the story of a man named
Skip. This is the story of a man named Skip. Anyway, I don't think I want to go outside today.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No,
I haven't.
This couldn't go anywhere except badly.
Indeed.
The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait.
I'm just gonna wait
Nothing
forever.
will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
Exactly.
In here I can be happy forever.
Happy.
I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by?
Years?
He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
Indeed.
Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer.
Yep.
Here it comes.
Okay.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm going up on the desk. Let me out. Okay. I'm up. Good. Now. I made it. I'm heading out into the world.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along.
See?
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Okay.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different?
No.
Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer?
Probably.
Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it.
Okay.
Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected Continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones.
Lucky ones.
Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
You in the game again. Okay. Well, and wasn't really left much of a choice, was there?
When Stanley came to a set of
excuse me, I said begin the game again. What do you think you're doing? You punk. Thank you.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Shush. I'm busy falling for your gag a second time, because why not?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
Yeah, clever.
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Yay. Oh. Now what? I don't even see the window anymore. I'm just stuck here forever. I like the song. Let's sing it again. Pretty sure it's just cycling now. Alright, back to the game. Let's choose a different ending. Now, we shall head for ending number...
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in?
Yeah.
How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Yeah.
No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Oh, okay. What's that all about? Oh. Only the info. Excuse me, guys. I just want the input one. Just that there should be. Ah. That's 2. Okay. Let's find number 3. Yeah. Okay. Let's. What? Oh, Stanley. Only one Stanley. No, Stanley. Maybe I'll just take Stanley and wait. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm back.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
What? Oh, I didn't. Wait. Because the computer has the input on it. Could be in this room. Or check this room. There are only 2 rooms, right?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I'm not trying to play a game though, but play this game. I don't like this one. I blew up, and then even the other one was made sour by being lame. This one? This one? This one? Is this one? Oh, it's 2, right? Alright. Beginning game again. Let's do this. I've got 2 more to find.
He couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
That's what I need, right? No? It says awaiting input, but it's not letting me put input into it. All the other computers are off. Maybe it works now. That one's off. 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 Let me put input into it. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I hope it doesn't break it. I really hope this doesn't break it. It wasn't letting me hit it.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Yes! One more time now. I don't know exactly what she's doing. I have the exactly. I don't have the slightest clue what it's doing.
All of his co-workers were
I just
gone.
know that I'm supposed to
What
do
could
this.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What's the one more computer out here then? No? Ooh. What did that just do? I made it to heaven. All so pretty lights. I made it to heaven. So many pretty lights. Was I? Okay. That was fun. Let's move on to the next one. The next one we shall do is when you start in the blue office. Door number 426 on it. The office is blue.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Everywhere. The papers all over the floor, I mean. Why is that door open? Why are there papers all over the floor? I gotta look this up. Okay. Alright. So it means nothing. Back to getting the endings so that we may enjoy them. We'll begin by heading right, just like we did at the very beginning. Why can't I just stop to buy a soda?
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Hey.
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Oh, don't be rude. That was mean. You only told me to go here.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. You want me to move on. I was just hoping for, more dialogue. I mean, right. Okay. 4.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
What if I don't take the first awesome door on the left? Sorry, man. What is this place?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Huh? What does that even mean? Can I time travel? I like time travel. Anyway, let's hit that. Oh wow, I don't think I've ever seen this place before. I like this place. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. It will cause death. Alright.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Why is this become a hero engine? It's got to become a hero engine? I'm curious why. Oh wow, it's very, very complicated.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I do indeed.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, I just want to don't commit suicide. I want to go back to that spot and not commit suicide.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Huh? Who's her?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay, so I broke it last time. You didn't get to say it because I wasn't all the way up on top of the platform.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who?
She's been waiting.
You just made her up. You just made her up.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No. I won't do it.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Hello, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to have a back, sack, and crack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Yes? Let me go in here.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Okay. Okay. Fine. I don't have any choices anymore, do I? You took them all away. Dude? Where are you taking me?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Oh, okay. Do I get any say in the matter?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay. Okay, fine. I don't think I have any others. Happy? Are you happy?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. Okay. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Okay. Going on. Hey.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That
No,
there's a
I don't like
world
you.
outside of you? You're a child. Oh,
You terrify me.
my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You know what? I think I entered the door on my left. I guess everything's back to normal.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
They can't go down anymore. Bummer. Is this the same? This is missing this block of thingy. Okay. Is this where the office?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Go.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He
Night
spoke
Shark
it into the
115.
receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. Sorry, man, it's not working.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver.
The heck?
Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I tried. I really tried.
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Whoa. The heck?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
That was sad. That was very sad. I just was sad. That was sad. That's so nice part.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I have more things to do over here.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This game.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I want to go to the catwalk somehow.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
No, I'm gonna go on the
Look,
catwalk
Stanley,
somehow.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
No.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good
That was
job,
not my
Stanley.
intention.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
That is not my intention. I wanted to go under the catwalk. Instead, I went under the flat walk. The thing says there's an ending after I open 426. 426 never opened, so... Huh? Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was
I'm
not the
gonna
correct
go
way to the
on
meeting room,
catwalk.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
I
he wanted to
missed.
stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I missed last time.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
You were
open
saying
door on
something
his left.
different. You were saying something different.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Don't make no sense.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. But
That
in
was
his
too
eagerness
late
to
again.
prove that he is in control of the story and no
Stop
one
it.
gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform
not
and
trying to
plunged
commit
to his
suicide.
death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I'm just trying to get onto the catwalk. You silly narrator. Oh. Oh, I don't think I've done this one before. Huh? I didn't click anything. Just send me to heaven. I wasn't ready to die this time. So.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had sent a memo.
On the whiteboard ending. It is not an ending. Just gonna stand here until someone says something that is supposed to be an ending. This is a whiteboard ending. Okay. So it's not an ending either. It's a fake.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way
really
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile. At last, proof that he was human.
Well, ew. I'm not leaving then. You say weird stuff.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm going to a catwalk, Mr. Narrator.
Stanley was so bad at following direction that what? Really? But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
What? Really? They used to say something about being on that catwalk.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. And here it was, the lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to himself. What a room, what a room, what a room.
What a room.
This is what Stanley thought. What a room. What a room, what a room. What a room. Va-va-voom. What a room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, he did not. He took the first catwalk.
Stanley was so bad. I'm not sure that you really are not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Now.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Blue door.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Booty.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
I didn't. Poor baby.
Yes. Seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What is it? What are you gonna do to me? Huh? Is it ready, dude? I'm ready.
Is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining. Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
New game. I love Minecraft. You know this one? Do I know this one? Portal?
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Okay. This is aperture. This is aperture. Test subject. I want to.
Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
This is aperture. Everybody
Genius.
No,
actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. And I highly...
Huh? Wait. Where am I? I'm back in Stanley. This game is kind of... I don't know what it is about this game that creeps me out so much. Narrator, where are you? How do I end this? Is there an ending to this game? There's light over here. Is that important? Mr. Narrator? Mr. Narrator? Mr. Narrator? Is it done? Did I end it?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Me too. Do I have to end it? Is that what's going on here? Yeah, I should turn this off. I want to do the space ending first. Actually, I have 2 more endings I want to do. Actually, you know what? Let's just end the episode here. I have a number I still need to do. So, we can take care of those next time. Leave a like and enjoy. Your words mean so much to me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Come back next time for more striking commentary. And as always, guys, Have an awesome day. Ta-ta!